I think this is the final video on this compressor that I picked up. I have completely reconfigured the whole thing and ready to power it up for the first time after all of the Loctite 242 has cured. It's been 24 and a half hours now. So hopefully we don't have any leaks and hopefully the thing shuts off where it's supposed to. This new switch I put in is supposed to cut it off at somewhere between 125 and 135 psi. Let's hope that works. Modifications I've made after the last final on this thing is I put a new switch on it. This is a dual contact switch where the other one was a single. The contacts on the inside here where the wires attach are screw terminals, and the other one have these little plug-in thingies. Same AC cable coming in. I also ran them through grommets on both sides. Somebody watched one of the other videos and pointed out that I don't have the cables running through grommets, which is dangerous on these things which are vibration prone. And I pointed out that I was planning on changing the switch, but I have a habit sometimes of not following through and wrapping up those little details. But since he pointed that out, I decided I better get busy and do that. So this is a gauge that shows how much pressure is in the tank. This I had thought was a regulator. It is not. You dial the pressure here and it bleeds off the pressure in the tank by whatever you set the pressure here. I didn't want to do that. So I had to install this regulator in between. So when I turn this thing on, I'll use this to set the output pressure, and I'll see what the output pressure is on this gauge, but this right here will tell me what's inside the tank. So that's the only modifications I've made. All I got to do now is wait for the Loctite blue to finish hardening up. I think I have another 6 hours to go to satisfy the 24 hours. We'll power this thing up, look for leaks, and hope for the best. One thing I wanted to point out, this switch that I just replaced has 2 poles that it switches. This is the one that took out, and it only has 1 pole. And the contacts on this one are a whole lot wimpier than the 2 that are on this. So I'm not unhappy about that. So I'm ready to turn the thing on. I'm going to take some temperatures. Let's see. Let's hope for the best. Okay, that went to about 135. This thing bouncing all around the place with that temperature, but it was 200 plus. The tank itself is 103. The temperature in here, let me go look and see. The ambient temperature in the garage is about 80. The thing heats up. It does cut off where it's supposed to. I don't see any leaks, so I think it's doing what it's supposed to do. Let's see where it cuts back on. I'm gonna have to scoot it around so I can get this thing in. I've already bumped my freshly painted car with this thing once. I'm sick about it. It put just a little mark in the clear coats. It'll be fairly easy to remedy, but should kick back on, I think, right about 100, which will be right about here. Okay, good deal. The other thing I wanted to make sure of is that the compressor would kick back on and run when the tank was pressurized pretty high. That shows that the capacitor is working like it's supposed to. So, good deal. So I've said before that I don't need this compressor. I think what I'm going to try to do is to find some young kid, some young person just starting out that needs one, that really needs to spend his money on basic tools like wrenches and sockets and stuff like that, screwdrivers. And this is kind of a dream for him down the road. I'd like to find some deserving young person and gift it to him. So I'll let you know when that happens. Okay. So the question is, what does it cost? What did it cost me to do this? This is essentially like a brand new compressor. 60 bucks to buy the broken compressor. It did run, but it wouldn't build pressure. It had a bad capacitor on it that I didn't know about. $34.60 for cylinder, a ring, and gasket set. $13.60 for a set of reed valves. $10.79 for this air filter. $7.55 for a drain cock. $14.79 for the run capacitor, $8.90 for a brass nipple, $27.99 for this water trap oil thing, $49.67 for this new switch, and $6.46 for a tube of light like 242. So a grand total, $234.35 that I have in this whole compressor. Just as fun exercise, I went on the Facebook Marketplace and did a search of compressors like within a 50-mile radius of where I live. And there are a few of them out there. The ones that don't work don't build pressure, and that's a real common problem. You can buy them anywhere from 35 to 85, 90 bucks. You can probably drew them down from there. The ones that run, but they build pressure, but it takes a long time, those are the $125, $150 range. The ones that run like new, I was surprised. They were $250 to $500. So it's possible I could get my money back out of this if I don't give it to somebody, but I'm going to make a concerted effort to try to find some deserving kid that needs it. Y'all have a great day.